Am I late? Am I late? No. No, please tell me I'm not late.
Let's get this
Oh,
over
we're
with.
actually gonna do it. They're gonna
One,
sing Sweet Victory
2,
after all this time.
3,
Oh my god. I'm so happy. I can't
4.
believe that. Did they just use a crappily reanimated SpongeBob clip as a transition into sicko mode? Is this the Super Bowl or a Dolan Dark meme? I'm so confused. Hello, everyone. I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms. At night I lie awake in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep. Now, obviously, this does not come as a surprise, but the new halftime show for the Super Bowl was completely garbage. Why did I go into this? The only reason I went to see the halftime show was only because of SpongeBob, and they somehow ruined it. Like, I didn't care about Maroon 5. I didn't care about Travis Scott or Big Boy. I didn't care about them. I only cared about SpongeBob, and they still ruined it. Okay, but let's talk about why I am so angry, why I am so distraught with this halftime show. Is it because Maroon 5 didn't cover Sweet Victory, which is probably what everyone was expecting? You know, even though Adam's voice would probably fit Sweet Victory very, very well and would have done a great job. No, I'm not angry because of that. Is it because they could have just played a snippet of Sweet Victory without even doing any work and just putting the animation out there of them just doing Sweet Victory a little bit? No, I'm not angry that they didn't do that. The reason that I am so angry is the fact that one of Steven Hillenburg's greatest creations, SpongeBob SquarePants, something that was supposed to be a memorial for Steven Hillenburg, was overlaid with sicko mode. One of the greatest cartoonists of all time, overlaid with Travis Scott. Something that has now been known as a giant meme. I'm sorry, but how is that not the most disrespectful thing you could have done? You could have done anything else. Super Bowl employees, creators, you could have done anything else except overlaying sicko mode and having Travis Scott fictionally fly down from a comet over top of a reanimation of SpongeBob. And I'm not even mentioning the fact that they used a clip of Squidward saying a musical genius that needs no introduction, and then they introduced Travis Scott. I don't give a shit if you're a fan of Travis Scott or not, but using that introduction as a memorial for Steven Hillenburg, introducing someone as a musical genius, and then Travis Scott flies down from a comet. You're telling me that's okay? You're telling me Travis Scott deserves that type of introduction? Are you kidding me? His performance out of everyone's was by far the worst. I'll be straight up with you guys. I think Big Boy's performance was by far the best out of all three, and Travis Scott was by far the worst. I'm sorry, but if you guys like a dude just yelling into the microphone with an auto-tune filter over his voice and then occasionally saying yeah as a good performance, you need checked. You need something fixed about yourself. The thing that just blows my mind is this is just one of those halftime shows that they literally cannot mess up. All they have to do is show SpongeBob and hear Sweet Victory, have Maroon 5 cover Sweet Victory or something like that, and the entire world would be so happy. Like, they wouldn't even care the quality of the actual show because they did it. They did something good for once. A bunch of people online banded together and made a petition, and then they actually got the thing that happened. But they didn't. They got screwed over, they got their dick teased, and then the entire show was a complete shit fest. But I guess I will move past the whole thing about me being angry about SpongeBob and then just talk about the Super Bowl halftime show, because I'm sure people are wondering what I thought about Adam and the other dudes that were in the show. So let's talk about that, I guess. So I guess let's start out with their selection of artists. Why? I mean, Maroon 5, sure, I could kind of be okay with them being the main artist of the Super Bowl, but Travis Scott and Big Boi? I mean, Big Boi for sure, that's a giant question mark right there. I mean, don't get me wrong, apparently you released an album last year that did pretty decent, but when it comes to the standards of pop music and listens that you see from other big artists, you're just questioning why? Why Big Boi? Well, Big Boi, what is he doing? And Travis Scott, I don't really understand why they would pick him either, because I feel like if you're selected to be in the halftime show, you kind of need to be a distinguished artist beforehand, like many years under your belt. Travis has like 1 or 2 years of being a really big artist, and it just seems really weird that they would pick him. Maroon 5 is the only artist in this that makes any sense whatsoever, and they're still kind of like, why? But anywho, let's talk about Adam Levine's performance. Vocal wise, like, he did decent. Like, obviously there's going to be a few notes here and there where he definitely flubs up. There was a lot of high notes that were really questionable, but I really think it's just a case of his age that's showing here, because his like presence, his stage presence was so terrible and boring. And just a couple things I'd like to mention. I'm not going to show any of the actual footage at the halftime show because I'll easily get copyright claimed, and I don't feel like dealing with that. But the production on the show was really bad. I assume it wasn't just me, but the audio cut out a lot in the show, and it looks like it wasn't just me because the uploaded version on the official NFL YouTube has audio clips that are randomly just cut out. Like, the audio just cuts out for absolutely no reason. So this halftime show was just a complete and utter joke. And just to mention, the official uploaded version of the halftime show on the official NFL YouTube, the audio is completely unsynced with the video. Like, I think the audio is at least 10 seconds behind the video, like halfway through the video. All in all, Adam Levine, I really don't understand why he was so terrible. I don't know if he was just feeling under the weather, if he was just nervous or what, but it was such a terrible performance. Like, it was awful. And then Travis Scott, which I don't even want to talk about it. It's so terrible. And I don't understand what halftime show's obsession is with getting older white people to bop with younger hip-hop artists. You know, that one time with Katy Perry, and now this time with Adam Levine and Travis Scott, where Adam Levine's trying to, like, you know, B, what's up? What's up, man? Yeah. Go sicko mode. Yeah. I'm not 40 years old. Yeah. And just a little side note, the gospel choir lady that was, like, you know, screaming those high notes, that was also atrocious. Just most of the singing and most of everything in this show was just really not good. One thing I will mention that I actually thought was cool was when they put the lanterns up into the air, and I think they were attached to strings or something like that, and they spelled out love with it, and they changed the colors of it. That's the only part I thought was cool. It was unique. It was different because you thought that there were lanterns that were just floating up into the sky, and then they somehow miraculously formed the word love. So it was kind of cool. But other than that, that was the only cool part. That was the only unique thing that happened. And then we move on to Big Boi, the Big Boi. And I would just like to mention, I applaud Big Boi for what he had, for what he did. Big Boi came and he delivered. And you want to know why? You want to know why I think Big Boi did good? It's because he actually rapped. He wasn't just yelling into the microphone with auto-tune. He was actually rapping his own song, and I applaud thee. Big Boi, I give you a round of applause for actually rapping when you are a rap artist. I appreciate it. Good job. You know, I take it back. After listening to more of this, I realized that Adam did really, really bad when it came to singing. Like, I wasn't really paying attention to it much when I listened to it the first time because I was kind of like in awe at how bad the show was. But yeah, his singing was actually pretty bad, especially at the very, very end. I don't know if he was sick or if he just couldn't hear himself well with the headphones and the big crowd and everything, which, I mean, with the technology we have today and the amount of money they have, I would assume that the earphones he has are good enough where it could block out sound. But I don't know. I really don't understand why it was so terrible. And one thing that I hate that artists do a lot is they always, like, sing a little bit and then point the microphone to the audience like, you guys sing it. You guys do it. You know the lyrics. You know the lyrics to my song. You do it. You came here to hear yourself sing it, right? Not me. Don't get me wrong. I don't care if they do it like, occasionally. Like, cool, yeah. That's fun here and there. Like, I enjoy when some artists do that. But when you're just, I got those, whoop, I want the moves, I got, you know. Normally when artists do that, it's a sign that their voice is going out or that they've strained their voice so they can't really sing that well anymore. And I understand when they do that. But you've been singing for literally 10 minutes. How would your voice just go out by then? Like, he's like completely out of breath. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something here. But it's awful. But if you so happen to enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Share the pain that we all have after seeing what they've done with Stephen Hillenburg's memorial. So thank you all for watching once again. I will see you in the next video.